The war in Ukraine has thousands of Africans on edge. There are currently around 30,000 people of African descent in Ukraine, and Nigeria has the second largest African community there. Many of them are students gone to study in Europe. On the day the attack started, we managed to get hold of one of the Nigerian students in Ukraine. Otumudia Dennis has been in Kharkiv in eastern Ukraine since December and studies medicine at the Kharkiv Institute of Medicine and Biomedical Sciences. I asked him how he felt when the Russian invasion began.
Definitely, it's not funny. Definitely, it's not funny because at 5 a.m., it's not so bright. So when you look at the atmosphere, you can actually, from my window, you can actually see the exchange of, what's it called, the airstrike. You can see the lightning and all that. The sound of the bomb blast actually woke me up this morning around 5 a.m. I can apparently hear the sound from my window.
Basically, you're saying, are you scared of what's going on?
I'm not scared. I can't say I'm scared. I'm just disturbed.
Okay.
Mentally.
Yeah. Are you alone there, or are you in touch with fellow African students?
We have a lot of Africans. We have a lot of Africans, Nigerians, Morocco, a lot of them.
And talking to them, what are they saying?
The citizens, Ukrainians, most of them that are in this my compound, they've actually left. They've left the compound. From what I got, the info I got, most of them they are going into Poland. But for foreigners, I don't think most of them are actually going. The ones that have means of mobility, they have private car, or probably a family or a friend has a private car, so they can actually move with ease. The major means of transportation is actually the train station and metro, which is shut down right now. So there's no way foreigners can actually leave.
What do you expect from your government right now?
They just said they will evacuate us when the airports are open. We don't know when the airports will be open. And if the airports are not open, what should we do? Right now, I'm in Kharkiv. I have been trying to reach out to the embassy this morning. I've not been able to do that. The contact they gave to us, one of the numbers is the only one that is going through, and nobody has picked up. So I don't know. We need to get in touch with somebody from the authority that, okay, fine, this is a reliable source. Because right now, it's not just about me. It's about like Nigerians that are here, especially the females. They are so scared. I have about 2 Nigerians females they are not currently in my compound, but they are in the same city with me. They're calling me every time. I'm calling them every time. So most of them are very, 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 very scared. So I think the government needs to step up immediately and see how we can be evacuated with immediate alacrity.
Okay. Otumudia Dennis, thanks a lot for making time to talk to us. Stay safe, and we will stay in touch and keep our fingers crossed that things don't further escalate to affect you. Thank you very much. Otumudia Dennis, medicine student from Nigeria in Ukraine. Now, to find out what the Nigerian government is doing to help its citizens in Ukraine, we caught up with Yusuf Buba Yakubu, chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Foreign Affairs in Nigeria.
War is not a good thing that any human being should think about. But we hope and pray that this issue will be solved diplomatically, ultimately. As I speak to you, the government is making every arrangement to see that Nigerians that want to be evacuated will be evacuated in due course.
To further discuss the implications of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, DW's Tommy Oladipo joins me now in the studio. Hello, Tommy. Nice to have you here. So tell us, how are African governments responding to Russia's invasion of Ukraine?
Well, we've seen the 3 African countries that are present at the UN Security Council, that's Ghana, Gabon, and Kenya, give strong statements of concern recognizing Ukraine's sovereignty and saying this this invasion should not have happened. We've seen the African Union, as well as an organization, give a similar statement calling for Russia to respect Ukraine's sovereignty. Now, in particular, South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa has come out himself, giving a more robust statement, condemning the way this has gone about and saying that maybe U.S. President Joe Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin should have spoken, should have had talks without preconditions, and maybe that would have prevented this war from going ahead. And he says mediation is the only way out. Nigeria, for example, has been a bit more quiet, and as we've seen with the students there, I think they're more focused on getting the citizens out because that's where the pressure will be for them. But if this issue were, not to be solved in the UN Security Council and actually went to the UN General Assembly, I think that's where African countries will play a bigger role because of their numbers.
So what are the immediate implications of this conflict for the continent?
We've seen, for example, the prices of oil and wheat go up. That's global. So African countries are not the only ones affected by that. But of course, that affects African countries. Maybe the countries that produce oil, for example, would be the ones to benefit, at least in the short term, from the rising price of oil. But if Europe decides to cut its dependence on Russian gas, for example, we could see European countries turning to other sources, like in Africa, for gas. We've seen countries like Nigeria, like Mozambique, for example, that can produce this. As to whether they can actually produce and meet the demand that is there at the moment in the short term, that's hard to say. But maybe in the longer term, they might provide other options for the rest of the world.
So we see it happening already as the West tries to counter the threat from Russia. Could there be a focus on Moscow's dealings in Africa?
Yeah, we have to look at what Moscow's dealings are in Africa, and those are predominantly military. We've seen, just the supply of arms, for example. A lot of African countries find that it's much harder, a lot more strings attached when you want to buy military equipment from the West. But with countries like China, with Russia, for example, it's not that hard. And so there's been quite a lot of that. But we've also seen Russian private military contractors, in particular the Wagner company, operating in Africa. We've seen them in Central African Republic, briefly in Mozambique, as well as now in Mali. I think there will be pressure on those particular countries on what to do with this particular relationship going forward.
Otumudia Dennis, thanks a lot for the insights.